The Empty House. In a quiet, unassuming neighborhood, there stood an old, decrepit house. It had been empty for years, its windows boarded up and the yard overgrown. The neighbors avoided it, claiming they heard strange noises at night, whispers, footsteps, and occasionally faint sobbing. Despite the rumors, no one knew the house's true history, and it remained a source of dark curiosity. One Halloween night, a group of friends, Megan, Ryan, Chloe, and James, decided to investigate the house for a thrill. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they approached the front door, which creaked open as if inviting them inside. The air inside was cold and heavy, carrying the scent of decay and dust. The group moved cautiously through the darkened halls, their flashlights barely piercing the gloom. The old wooden floorboards creaked under their weight. They entered the living room, where faded wallpaper peeled away from the walls. An old, dust-covered mirror hung above a fireplace, reflecting their nervous faces. As they ventured deeper, they found a door leading to the basement. It was locked, but a key lay conveniently on a nearby table. Ignoring their growing sense of unease, they unlocked the door and descended the creaky stairs. The basement was pitch black, save for their flashlights, which revealed old furniture, broken toys, and dusty shelves. Suddenly, Chloe gasped. "Look at this," she whispered, pointing to a child's drawing on the wall. It depicted a family standing outside the house, but the faces were all scratched out. Beneath it, scrawled in shaky handwriting, were the words, "They are not gone." The temperature dropped noticeably. Ryan tried to laugh it off, but his voice trembled. "Probably just kids messing around," he muttered. Just then, the lights flickered, and the door at the top of the stairs slammed shut. The friends spun around, flashlights shaking. The air grew thick, and they heard faint, rhythmic tapping from the walls, growing louder and more insistent. Panic set in, and they rushed back up the stairs, but the door wouldn't budge. "Let us out!" James shouted, banging on the door. The tapping became louder, now accompanied by soft whispers that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Chloe screamed as she felt something cold and clammy brush against her arm. They turned to see shadowy figures emerging from the darkness, their eyes hollow and their mouths twisted into silent screams. Megan pulled out her phone, trying to call for help, but the screen flickered and died. Desperate, they pounded on the door and shouted for anyone to hear. The figures advanced, their whispers turning into a cacophony of tortured voices. Just as all hope seemed lost, the door burst open, and the friends stumbled out into the cold night air. They didn't look back as they ran from the house, their hearts pounding in their chests. They never spoke of that night again. The footage from their camera was corrupted, showing only static and brief glimpses of the shadowy figures. The house remained empty, a dark stain on the otherwise peaceful neighborhood. But sometimes, on quiet nights, the neighbors swear they can hear faint whispers and tapping coming from the empty house. A chilling reminder that some doors should never be opened and some stories are better